You know, every now and then in life we find ourselves dealing with situations and circumstances that truly rock and test our foundation. It really tests the claims that we make about ourselves, that we believe about ourselves. Claims like, I'm a believer, I'm a true faithful individual, or I'm strong, or I'm real, or I'm solid, whatever claim. Life has a way of periodically testing that claim. In the Holy Quran, it says that Allah will test your reported metal, that which you claim about yourself. You see, you can't just go through life making claims that are unsubstantiated. We buy a car, it needs to hold up to what claims that the manufacturer has made about this vehicle. We buy a chair or any type of thing, anything that we go and make a purchase of, whether it be food or whatever the claim is about it. We want to make sure that it holds up to that. It's very important that something represents, is able to prove its worthiness, is able to prove its worth, and its worth is the claim that it has, the claim that it has made about itself. So life has a way of really testing it, showing us who we really are, showing us what we're really made of. And when we find ourselves going to these different circumstances in life, a lot of times our response to things, which is an emotional response, that emotional reaction or response is largely influenced by the way we view it, the way we think about it, the way we're perceiving it. If you understand that perception is largely affected by what you know, don't know, what you understand, don't understand, right? The way we feel about something, the way our emotions come into play, it's largely affected by the way we perceive something. If we view a thing as from a position of a lack of knowledge or a lack of awareness or a lack of inexperience, there's a certain level of uncertainty that comes with it. And with that uncertainty, a lot of times there's some type of fear factor. The way something affects us emotionally has a direct connection to how we perceive something, our perspective of something. When life deals us a challenge that seems to cause us to panic, respond in such an emotional way to where we're not dealing with that thing in the best way, in the best mental way, in the way of clarity, because when we are able to get outside of that emotional force, when we're able to get beyond that emotional place, then we're able to, what we say, see a little bit more clearer, which allows us to deal with a thing a bit more accurately, allows us to deal with a thing in the most calculated of ways, allows us to deal with a thing in just a better way. Whenever we're able to get on top of the emotions mentally and not allow the emotion to carry us through a situation, then we're able to deal with it in a more calculated way. But when we allow the emotions to bring us through a matter or through an experience or through a situation, then it's like the emotion is carrying us across waves or water. It's like the emotion is like a boat and we're in the ocean and we have no oars, no motor, nothing to control where we want to go and how we want to go. It's like the waves and the wind is in total control, taking us to and from wherever it want to take us. That's how the emotions is when it goes unchecked. And the best way to check the emotions is with the mental. And the only way the mental is going to be able to check the emotions is when the mental is able to anchor itself or foundate itself on real practical ideas. Things that it truly understands, things that make sense, things that makes things clear. So I want to offer something to consider, to keep in the mind when going through experiences in life. And it's this. I believe that life has a certain level of predestination to it. What I'm saying is that I believe that we all have a journey and a path that we travel. And on that path, it consists of two different roads. It consists of a road of making right thought, and it consists of a road of making wrong thought. On the road of right thought, there are a lot of different things sitting on that road waiting for you that are blessings, that are challenges, that are good times. But they're all meant for your betterment. And then there are things on the road of wrong decisions that are also things of betterment. However, they are of punishment. They have probably more of an idea of pain and suffering connected to the experience, because on that path it is also designed to teach you something, but to get you to realize something, but also get you back onto the right path. We all can do a number of things exactly alike. We can be faced with the same circumstance, respond to it in the exact same way, but get different results. Why is that? It's because our paths are distinctively designed for each and every individual. It is connected to what your purpose is in this life journey. So as you travel this life journey, understanding that on my path, I cannot judge my path, the things that I go through, don't go through, by what he and she go through and don't go through. Why? Because my particular individual path is distinctively and specifically catered to my life purpose. All of it is to get me on track and in alignment with my creative life purpose. All of it is to get me back into the right place. All of it is to get me to realize things about me, not necessarily about the world, but about me. And the more I understand about me, the better position I am in to respond to the things that are in my life path. Clarity. You see, you can be in a situation. You made a decision, and from your decision, a result manifests. Now, let's make it practical. You can be driving and drinking. A decision to drive, although you know you have been drinking, can lead to you speeding. It can lead to you not driving with the right amount of accuracy. That can lead to you having a car accident. Or it can lead to you getting stopped by the police. And when you get stopped by the police, it can lead to the police letting you go, or it can lead to the police giving you a sobriety test, and it can lead to that decision by the police to either letting you go or to taking you to jail. And if the police took you to jail, it can lead to other things like having to make bond and a case and losing your job and losing a home and all that from the decision of starting to drink to drive while you know you had been drinking. Or again, on the other side of it, even though you made a decision to drive while you know you've been drinking, you can also make it home perfectly and nothing never happened. The only result of you driving while you have been drinking is that when you get home, you fall dead to sleep. You get up tomorrow a little sluggish. Maybe you didn't shower last night. Whatever the little ramifications is. But my point is that it can be a number of different results. So I hope you can understand the example that I'm trying to give you, because you can make a decision. And from that decision that you make, a number of different things could have happened. And whatever happened, happened, but whatever didn't happen, happened. Allah tells us in the Holy Quran that don't worry over a thing. Don't worry over a thing, nor should you celebrate a thing. Don't worry over a thing, hoping that a thing doesn't happen. And don't celebrate over a thing that happens. Why? Because Allah tells us that everything that happens and doesn't happen did or didn't happen only by Allah's decree. Meaning that it had to be written into your life path already. But amongst the Muslims, we say, Alhamdulillah, all praise due to Allah. Why? That means that I'm grateful that whatever challenges that could have happened didn't happen. I'm grateful that whatever challenge that could have happened didn't happen, and whatever challenge that did happen, because those are the ones, obviously, that I was able to deal with. Those are the ones I was most equipped to deal with. Those are the ones that are, again, designed to keep me or to put me in my life purpose. So those are the ones that are laced with mercy. Those are the ones I have to be grateful for. Allah tells us, don't worry over a thing. And don't celebrate a thing. And you see, when you worry over a thing, that's because you're leaning on your own understanding. You're leaning on your own capabilities and inabilities. Now, while you must lean on your capabilities and abilities mentally to deal with a matter, but understanding that, being able to think clearly and choose the right thing or the right approach to a situation is the only thing that you can do. Embracing yourself for whatever you have to go through and deal with, because if it's decreed for you to go through it, you're going to go through it whether you want to or not. The only thing you can do to escape an experience is to try to kill yourself. And the success of killing yourself has to be Allah's decree. What sits on the other side of that, only Allah knows. But the failure in the attempt of killing yourself may make a situation worse. You may have just added on to your life difficulty by crippling yourself in some sort of way from the attempt. And then you still have to deal now with whatever it was that was pressuring you, and the fact that you're now crippled and having to deal with it. I'm saying that the best way to deal with a matter is from a mental position. It's to be able to see the truths and the facts of it and deal with it from that position, understanding that worry gets rid of nothing. It is only with your mental and your clear mind that you can solve any issue or deal with any issue in the best way. Doesn't mean you're not going to get the result that you don't want to get. You may have to deal with whatever it is that your hands produced. But understanding that you played a role in whatever happens, understanding that, then there has to be a blessing and something for you of great magnitude in that experience of suffering. Because in every experience of suffering, there is growth. And it is only through the greatest amount of suffering lies the greatest amount of growth. Expansion is now necessary. The universe or law, whatever we want to use, because the law works through the universe to fulfill Allah's decree. And so I say the universe has now forced you to grow when you or I have not made the decision to do what was necessary in our own personal development. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings.